All right. Now you play with black against Yakov
Against Murey.
Murey.
He
Murey.
was a very good Soviet grandmaster. I mean, he came later on in United States, and later on he represented Israel. But he was very dangerous tactically, and he could beat any grandmaster in this world. He was young enough also. And our game will be no exception. We played the Benoni. I played, as you know, in many important games, Benoni with black. It is very sharp, and that gives white also a very good chance to try to win, of course. So it's tactical. The game is very tactical. So g3 castle, bishop g2, e6, knight g2. And okay, I took there. He took rook e8 and castle. Well, here again is the first moment. What did I play here? Knight a6 or what?
Yes.
Knight a6. Well, it was the first important moment, very, very tactical also. Black would play immediately b5 here instead of knight a6. Very sharp.
So you give up a pawn?
Yeah, but if he takes in b5, black has time to take in e4, and it's very good. Yes, better for black,
Yes.
But okay, it was different. I play knight a6 because I didn't want to have something too simple, I wasn't sure if black is much better or just a little bit, and therefore I played knight a6. And after knight a6, the game will be very complicated, a3, knight c7, b4, b6, okay. And after b6, rook b1, again move by move. Now black tries to come quickly on the queen side by playing bishop a6. It seems that white has a very good game immediately by playing first b5. But that wins a tempo for black to try to open the game on the queen side. So bishop a6, b5, of course, bishop back in c8. And now again, move by move, a3, a6 very quickly. Now a4, of course, a4, I took in a4, in b5 he took, and rook a5. So now look, move by move.
So even so, you
Black-
move the bishop 2 times.
Yes, I moved, I moved like this because I wanted to attack the pawn 3 times, in b5 later
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
Knight c7, rook a5, and then bishop d7.
Yeah.
But of course, he reacts on the other side, on the central squares, on the king side. So therefore, the game is very interesting. So bishop d7, queen d3, of course. Now, if you are not careful, in some positions, he threatens simply to play e5, very complicated and then unpleasant for black. So now queen c8 and now g4. So now look, starting from here, we have a very tactical game. Move by move, c4, excellent move. Now, if he takes in c4, black is clearly better. Knight takes b5, advantage for black, in every position. Knight takes b5. He's forced to trade queens,
Yes.
And very, very quickly, black is better, So, of course, he doesn't take. So, c4, queen g3. Queen g3, and now I took the pawn. You take the pawn, but now white plays immediately e5. Now what to do? Everything is forced. You have to takes, take in e5, takes in e5, and now knight takes d5. Big surprise. Now, if he takes with the knight, it's probably already very bad for white, you see, because now everything is forced. You can take with the rook, bishop takes, and queen c5 check. White wins, won the exchange, but is probably lost here. He has too many weaknesses on the white squares, and the pawn from e5, if you win the pawn from e5, is winning for black, So he has to accept the challenge and take with the bishop, and again, very complicated now. And here, the second small surprise, but excellent move again, bishop e6. White has a piece for 2 pawns, but black has the initiative here, Because if you take the third pawn, is clearly better for black, So, he has to take, queen takes, and now knight e4. Knight e4, he tries to come very quickly with the knight on the other side, So rook takes, knight g5, and queen d5. And exactly here, probably he didn't see, or he was too sure that white has maybe some chances. He played a little bit careless queen f3, Queen f3.
Yes.
It was probably better to accept the last moment and take with the knight in f7 with some good chances to have maybe some even game. For instance, instead of queen f3, knight takes f7, and after rook e2, it seems decisive. But after rook e2, has time to give a check in h6. And if you take in h6 is better for him, because you have too many weaknesses on the black squares. If you go with king h8, it's perpetual, knight f7 check.
Yeah.
Probably he had a good chance to make draw, like this. But after queen f3, he's lost. After queen f3, very big surprise. Now f6. And check first. Now you have to move, and now f6. Now you lose back the piece. The knight has no place to go.
Yeah.
So now he's lost. And the rest is a demonstration how you can realize the advantage, even by best defense, but it's too late for him. So he played bishop f4, rook e2, and now he found this tactical way to play. I mean, now you have to take, for instance, there, and if you take first in g5, he has the move rook c6, and is not clear, rook c6.
Rook c6.
The other rook.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, rook c6. No, you take in g5.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
So,
and now when you take in g5, rook c6, very unclear who is better,
uh-huh.
Rook
Okay.
c6. Because if he has one check, it's better for him, maybe. So it's move by move. Now, but here, after rook takes b6, you take simply there, and you have the end game. Queen d5 check forced, and now rook back. Now he has to take in e6. If he goes back, it's a change for nothing, you say. So now the end game is completely winning for black, because he has to trade queens, and now is the free pawn and much better for black. So c3, decisive. So has to takes, check, king f7. Now rook c8, the only move, and rook e4, the best way to play. Now the continuation is forced, has to give check, king e6, and now he played bishop g3, and now decisive rook e3. He had to take, because if he played, for instance, king g2, after bishop h6 is pawn up, and the pawn from c3 goes to queen in a few moves,
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, he took in g6, but this is very easy now. Now black takes. Now you have to take there, and the best move again, rook d3. Now Zugzwang. Zugzwang, because now you have to move the king, and now black has time to put the rook in d6, in d7. And now the pawn from c3 is too dangerous. It goes to queen,
Yeah.
Yeah, very easy. So now there, c2, rook c1, and king e4. Okay. Here he could resign. He played a few moves more, big tantrum. And here h5, king d2, 2 king c2, 2 king c2, 2 king g6, rook g7, and white resign.
Yes.
Well, it was very clear at the end, but until this position, it was very, very complicated. That very interesting, very sharp line, you see, like this.
Yes.
Like any Benoni. Because he had the merit, that the courage for that to accept such big complications. I mean, he accepted the complications, and the game is very, very unclear until the end,
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're